guys. I am in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea right now. That's why I have the door open, because it's nearly 40 degrees Celsius right here. So it's steaming hot this morning, and it's only 9:46 in the morning. I'm going to be flying back to Goroka today, and we're going to try to take the Kodiak to its max altitude of 25,000 feet. Never done it before actually in this plane. It's an unpressurized plane, so I've got my oxygen stuff, I've got my oxygen finger thing, so I can show you what I'm going to be doing just to be able to stay safe in this flight. But anyways, let's go ahead and call up clearance delivery as well as getting our ATIS.
Port Moresby Airport, information Tango. Time 2224 Zulu. Runway 32. Wind 340 degrees.
TAWS system test. Okay.
Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Temperature 28. Dew point 25. QNH 1011. Cloud view above 5,000 feet. Acknowledge information Tango.
Request delivery. November Tango Zulu requesting Airways clearance Goroka.
November Tango Zulu Jackson's ground. Good morning again. ATC clearance 64. Cruise flight level 240 and squawk 0326.
Go to Goroka via departure 64, cruise flight level 240, code 0326. November Tango Zulu request start.
November Tango Zulu, start approved.
November Tango Zulu. All of our switches are where we want them to be. Power lever's back, propeller is back, everything is off. We're going to go ahead and check all of our fuses by running our fingers across them. We can feel if they are popped up. Fuel is on. Ignition is on, aux fuel pump is on, and go low starter. Now what we're watching right here is just our NG. It's going to be above 14% in this airplane. We're going to introduce our fuel. We're going to watch our ITT as well as our NG. ITT for hot starts and hung starts on the NG. And 704, and then our NG is leveling off around 55. Okay. Generator and alternator and aux bus on. Go ahead and put our props forward. Right, it's just myself coming down here. I brought some cargo, as you just saw, down here, and one passenger. Now I'm going back empty with absolutely no seats on board. So this is going to be the best case scenario for climbing from sea level, which we are right now. We're at 160 feet up to 25,000. I'm going to do actually a timer, and I'm leveling off at flight level 240 for starters once I get out of their airspace, and I'll pop up to 25,000 just to see kind of what my numbers, that's really what I'm interested in here, is what my numbers are actually going to show me, what kind of fuel burn, what kind of true airspeed, indicated airspeed, all that kind of stuff is, I'm just curious, okay? Jackson ground. November Tango Zulu requests taxi with information Tango.
November Tango Zulu, roger. Wind favoring 14 and taxi holding point runway 14 right. Time check 52.
Requesting 32 left if available. If not, that's alright. November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu, roger, bye. November Tango Zulu taxi, correction 32 not available. Taxi holding point runway 14 right. Time check 54.
Taxi only point 14 right. November Tango Zulu. Alright, didn't work.
Other station calling ground, go ahead.
Jackson's ground, Alpha, November, we are currently at 10 degree, outside 10 degree angle, we request approval for
5.8, put in our next
Alpha November, idle run.
frequency as we go in.
Alpha, November, will advise completion.
Check our controls, I've already done my rudders just a second ago. Control system and TAWS are good, switches and instruments. Come over here to our aux page, is going to give us our weight, which we're going to come down to our little list down here. We're at 5,600 pounds right now, so we're going to rotate at 56. That into our ref and V climb. So V climb is going to be 56. That's what we use it for. And our V ref, if we did have to come back in and land, is going to be 65 knots. But it's nice to put those in. Just for reference, just in case you had an emergency or you had to immediately come back and land, which I've had to do before, it's nice you're not It's just workload management. You're just getting everything set up so that you don't have to worry about it, and it just frees your mind up from being able to do what you actually need to do. Jackson Tower, November Tango Zulu, holding point 14 right, ready.
November Tango Zulu, line up, runway 14 right.
Line up 14 right, November Tango Zulu. Right, ignition, strobes, and landing light. Back to pulse on our landing light. 33 degrees, 1520 on our torque. We're going to bring it back to 50 for static torque. So that's going to be 1470.
November Tango Zulu, runway 14 right, 10 right, heading 270 visual. Contact radar 125.8 airborne, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 14 right, turn right to 270 visual, and contact radar 125.8 airborne, November Tango Zulu. Right, put our heading at 270. Right, ignition. Ignition, flaps 20, going harnesses, and we are clear for takeoff, 1470 and 56. And there's 56, rotate. Alright, let's go ahead and start our timer going up. Jackson radar, November Tango Zulu, passing at 700 on climb, right hand turn 270 visual.
November Tango Zulu, Jackson radar, good morning, identified.
Over 90 knots, we're going to go ahead and reduce our flaps.
November Tango Zulu, a mile west of the field, resume on navigation director start.
1 mile west of the field, on navigation to start, November Tango Zulu. We're going to props back to 2,000 RPMs and set up for a best rate of climb, which is going to be 99 knots here at sea level. Going for our nearest, we are fine there, so we're going to go ahead and go direct start, which is our next point, and hit our nav. That's going to go ahead and set up our GPS to follow the pink line to Starf, which is our next reporting point. Actually, it's not really a reporting point because they got us on radar. Alright, landing in the taxi light we're going to leave on for now. Our inertial separator back to normal. Our ignition is turned off. And we're setting up our best climb up to 240. So today is very, very slow at Port Moresby. Typically, it's pretty busy. Busy for PNG standards, not busy for anywhere else in the world. It would be considered like a Class C airspace. It has enough traffic coming in. It is an international airport. It's got enough traffic coming in and out of it, but today it's just completely dead. And right, as we're in our climb, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my oxygen of a cannula. And I also have a full mask, and I have a finger oxygen meter, or whatever it is called. Checks your oxygen levels via your finger. And usually at, I don't know, I actually am at sea level. At 5,000 feet, I'm typically around like 94. So I'm at 7,500. Alright, looks like it's just setting in at 93 to 94. It's kind of bouncing around a little bit. We are going to set that up right around 12,000 feet. And I'm going to check my oxygen levels as I go higher. I want to try it out with my cannula as well as a mask and see which one actually works better or if one doesn't work as well as the other. Right, we're just passing 10,500 right now, so I'm going to go ahead and check it again and just see what it is, just so I have kind of a reference point to go off of. Alright, it is at 95. I'm not sure if you can actually even see that right now at 10,500. I'm going to go ahead and just put our oxygen on because I know myself well enough that pretty much over 12,000 is when I really start dropping down and I start yawning a lot. So this is like some retarded, dorky looking cannula. What the difference is between this one and just one that goes directly in your nose, it's supposed to reduce the oxygen wasted because it goes into this little pouch. And it
Mike,
just looks
Kelly,
really
Hotel,
stupid,
verify
but that's alright. Alright guys, we're just now crossing the 2-0 mark. We're going to go ahead and level off and just check our numbers. And just because I said I go all the way up to the actual surface ceiling of this plane. And I've never been up to 25,000 before. On my own. Not in any other kind of plane, except for the big one. Anyways, yeah, I'm just curious to see. I'm just going to pull my power back down to 700 ITT. Altitude select. My mic's not picking up very well, sir. Alright, so I switched back and forth between this mask and the cannular just a minute ago at 24,000. Just because the mask is extremely uncomfortable, it's very annoying. And maybe that's why we don't fly up here all the time, because it's super annoying. Good mask on all the time. The microphone in it doesn't work. I couldn't get it to work this morning. So anyways, just a minute ago at flight level 240, I was indicating 106 knots. Make my speed back up. I think I was at 870 on my torque. I'm at 810 right now. And actually, that's because my ITT is out. Let me bring it back up to 700. Alright, my ITT is now at 700. My props are at 2,000. I'm at 96.9 on the NG, on the power, basically. The fuel flow is 198 to 200. So it's basically essentially 100 pounds less at 25,000 than it is at 12,000. With the cannula, I had a little bit of lightheadedness going on. Let me just check my oxygen level at 25,000. So it's reading 88 to 90 right this minute. And the more I move around, the more it changes. So if I sat really low, I can get it all the way up to 97. With the cannula, I can get it all the way up to 95. Just sitting there really still. But the second I started moving around, it started dropping back down to the 80s. So, like I was just saying, my true airspeed is still at 162 at 25,000. Torque is at 850. ITT 704. Bring that back down to 7. Again, my NG is at 97%. And where's my fuel flow? There, 200. Okay, and normally that would be right around 300, depending on what altitude. Around 12,000 feet, it's usually at like 295, but maybe like at 10,000 it'd be at 300, and then sea level we keep it at 320. So I'm coming up on my top of descent here shortly. It's crazy how unbelievably beautiful it is up here, and how just kind of scuzzy it is. It looks to be maybe around like 14 to 15,000 feet, all the way down kind of to the ground. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep my altitude up as long as I can. I'll go back down to 24,000 just because that's the standard altitude for this. I did make sure with ATC if there was any traffic at 25,000 before I went up here. I just didn't get it on video. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back down to 24,000 because that's the standard altitude for this heading. Alright, we left 25,000 feet. Descent to Goroka. Be there in about 10 minutes. And so we're descending down right now at right around 1,400 feet. I think in 1,500 feet just so I can get down there. Alright, it looks really beautiful out there. I still have 32 miles to go. I'm going to call him at 15 miles, call Tower at 15 miles. And I can pretty much see all the way down into the Goroka Valley. Almost. There's a mountain that usually has rain on it, and it has rain on it already this early in the morning. It's only 11:30 almost. Let's go ahead and do our checklist because we are about 10 minutes out. We're going to go ahead and selectors first. Check our brakes. Taws and yellows are good. Set our VREV, which is going to be our approach speed. Our board procedures, if we did have to go around for any reason, it's power up 20 degrees. For 73, straight ahead, come back around and land again. So on this flight, when I filled up in Goroka, I did round trip fuel because I wasn't sure if the fuel guy, we couldn't live them. So I did a round trip fuel, and I scheduled myself to land back in Kodiak with 320 pounds of fuel, which is 1 hour of fuel. So let me show you. I'm estimating to land with 567 pounds now. So basically,
Hey, right. How high?
240 pounds extra is what I just saved. Alright, so there's the field like straight down in front of us. It's absolutely gorgeous in the valley like it nearly always is. We're at 15,000 here in just a few minutes. I'll take a bit annoying mask so I don't sound weird. Just looking at my little blue arc on my PS, it shows me where I'm going to get to my altitude. So I have set in 5,800, which is 500 feet above, or no, I want 5,600. 500 feet above my touchdown zone. So this still isn't quite getting me there, so I'm going to go ahead and drop it to 1,700 feet per minute descent. Now my arc is coming back to more where I want it. I actually wanted a little bit before it because I don't want to have to my brakes. And just looking at the angle of where I'm pointing to, it looks like I need more by the time I'm leveling off and slowing down and everything else. I'm 1.7 miles out, still at 14.5 now. I'm gonna go ahead and call up tower. Kodiak Tower, November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu, Kodiak Tower, good day, go ahead.
Good day, November Tango Zulu, 16 miles to the south, passing 14,000, your circuit 34.
November Tango Zulu, runway 35 right, wind is light and variable, QNH 1018.
Stations I hear.
Track for straight in approach, profiles.
1018 track and report straight in for 35 right, November Tango Zulu. Alright, so we'll get the landing lights on now. Your day, it's going to ding at us, just let know us it's still 4 degrees Celsius out, but that's alright because it's clear out and we're still descending. Flaps and harnesses we'll get in just a minute. I can go ahead and do harnesses. We'll do flaps in a minute. We're descending at 167. The VMO, like the don't exceed speeds 182 knots in this plane. So I'm just going to basically adjust my power accordingly. Right now it's fine, but we'll just keep everything setting right now. Probably going to have to slow down here in a second because the angle still is not going to set me up very good for a on the runway. Alright, there's through 11,000. I'm going to take the stupid mask off. That feels so much better. These things are super annoying to wear. Kodiak Tower, November Tango Zulu, 5 mile final, 35 right.
November Tango Zulu, runway 35 right, clear to land.
Land 35 right, November Tango Zulu. Alright, 5 miles. Now we're going to go ahead and put our props forward, start slowing down a little bit. Pilot off, and reduce down around 300 foot-pounds of torque. Or more, so I can slow down and get my flaps in. Below 140, we're going to go ahead and put in inertial separator into bypass, 138 knots and lower. We're going to go at first degrees of flaps. Lights and inlet done. Props and harnesses are done. Flaps to go. Below 120, we're going to go 20 degrees of flaps. Better descent coming down a lot because I was still pretty high up. Alright, below 108, full flaps, checklist complete. So the slowest I can go here is 62 knots, but it's a paved runway and it really doesn't matter where I land, so I'm probably going to be coming in more like 70 to 75 knots because it just is a lot easier to maintain that airspeed in this plane than 62 knots completely empty is a difficult number to maintain. It's a really high nose
500.
altitude. Alright, we're just about on glide slope. We should go for a little bit less. I think some sinkers right in here. Don't know why, but there's always sinkers right before this, and this is in Kodiak is where, if you ever come here to fly, is where you'll have your worst landings ever, is at Kodiak. You'll nail every other one, but Kodiak, oh god. The runway. It goes up a hill, down a hill, back up a hill, and then it's a 3D. Oh, whoop, almost hit birds. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that flight with me up to 25,000 feet. First time for me ever going up to 25,000 feet, so hey, that's exciting for me, and I was just curious really to see what those numbers were going to show. So if you like these videos, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and hope to see you next week. Thanks for watching.